Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time I'm reviewing for Exodus 1. Ben had sent me this film, Cube, which I had seen once a long time ago, but I finally got around to seeing it again. Now, Cube says here the walls are closing in, 6 strangers awaken from their daily lives to find themselves trapped in a surreal prison. And that's pretty much the film itself. It's directed by Vincenzo Natali. The guy would later go on to direct Splice, which I'm not a fan of Splice. I gotta be honest. I'm not a fan of Splice at all. I think Splice is a very bad film. I don't, Mr. Brody wants to fuck that chick. And I'm like, sorry, not even when I'm drunk. But maybe that's just me. Yeah. Me being prissy. But Cube, it's an interesting film. I just say I like the film. I know there's a sequel, Cube 2 Hypercube, and there's a prequel. The third film is a prequel, Cube 0. I have seen those two films, but I don't remember them. And I don't know if I'm going to review them because I don't have them, I don't own them, and I'm not really looking to buy them because I remember not liking them. Because they all pretty have, downbeat, in a way, depressing endings. But Cube, there's really not much more to say about this film. You have this guy right here, the bald head guy, which if you see the other poster, it's mainly that guy on the poster, like, looking in. So it's weird, this guy, like, got the poster art and stuff. Yeah, he's in the film for only, like, the first minute or two, and then he gets sliced to bits. Because the 6 people they're talking about, you have this girl top here who has glasses. You find out she's a student, kind of a mathematician, math student. You have this guy here who's like an escape artist. One guy who, I guess you would kind of call him the lead. Character's name is Quentin, who, in the beginning is this sensible, level-headed. He says he was a cop. And, he's ready to take charge and help people out. And the 4th person is a girl who's a doctor. The 5th person is this guy named Worth. The actor's name is David Hewlett. This is an actor that's been in a few... That's pretty much been in, I guess, all of Vincenzo Natali's work. He's been in another film, David Hewlett. I can't remember what it is. I know he did a lot of the TV show Stargate. But there was another movie that I saw him in. He was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He was in Splice, because he's in that director's all his work. A lot of Stargate TV. But I thought was he... Yep. He's the star of Scanners 2, The New Order. That's where I remember him from. Yeah, he's the star of Scanners 2. And I like Scanners 2. To be honest, I like it more than the first one. I know, shame on me. But you later find out that this guy actually helped design the outside shell of where they're at. Now that's 5. And the 6th person is a mentally handicapped guy. And mainly they're trapped in this cube, and it's like they got a door here, here, there. 6 doors, 6 hatches. And each room, like, one's colored red, green, blue, white. Some have traps in them, some don't. So some, you get some really nasty traps in. And the whole deal is they're trying to escape. They don't know how. Well, they don't know why they got in there. They don't know what the purpose is. You know, as it says here, none of these people know why or how they were imprisoned. And throughout the film, you never really find out why they were picked to be there. I mean, you kind of know why. Each of them, I guess, have a set of skills to get them out of there, and you know, if they work together, lead them out. But you never find out why this is all going on, who put them there. Maybe in Cube Zero they kind of explain a little bit, but you know, some people I know got mad because you didn't know why. I think this was an instance you didn't need to know, you know, who it was. Was it the government? You know, they kind of hint that it was just something that was built and, you know, it had to be used somehow, which I didn't understand that argument. Maybe I misheard the guy. But they never really explain who put them in there and what the purpose was and stuff like that. And that's pretty much the film. I don't know how else it's basically, and you see these people, they break down because they, you know, they've been there probably hours and hours and hours. They get more dehydrated. The tempers flare. You know, shields go down. That kind of your true self emerges. So you have the cop guy who, at first, he's very level-headed, but you see underneath he's got a big old boiling rage to the point of being dangerous. You have the doctor lady who she's very paranoid about conspiracies. You have the Worth guy who's very quiet at the beginning, but yeah, he kind of steps up. You have the girl, the student, who is very kind of meek and scared. It's like, I don't know, I'm nobody, but then she steps out and she actually becomes a big piece to helping them get out. So, I mean, it's definitely an interesting film. I like the concept of the film. You could probably guess this was probably done on a low budget, but yet it's just a very intriguing setup, you know? You have 6 people stuck in this thing, and, you know, once in a while they're able to get to the edge and look, and it's like, you know, I get maybe the thing's underground or what, but they see just how large of where they're at, and again, trying to figure out, you know, which room has a trap, which one don't, where they're at, how big is this thing that they're in, you know, oh, there is one doorway, a bridge that we can get to, you know, fighting amongst each other, psychological breakdown, and once in a while you get a nasty trap, like someone gets doused with acid and it basically eats away their face, so you know there's nothing left. I like the room that was like sound operated, so you have to be very quiet, but if you go hey and like all these spikes shoot out, I mean it's a very inventive premise. I don't know, I always kind of made me think of a film to do where you have the kind of the similar aspect, but you know, it was like this rich fuck who got off on this, and that he had like he's been doing this for years, and no one has survived it, and so he did like this group of 10 or 12 individuals, and you know, I just, you know, just rooms like, you know, the Goonies, Indiana Jones, all those rooms where you have different types of traps. But it'd be like an adventure story as well. Only you have a few people are actually getting closer, and you have like one guy who's very weak, you think, and oh, he's the nerd. Like me. But he's actually able to succeed. So then he has to hire guys, and they fall into the traps, and kind of like National Treasure, like, you know, those, I always like those deals with traps. I don't know what it is. Traps intrigue me, whether it be in the Goonies, Indiana Jones films, even in, there's not a lot of National Treasure, not really traps, but like mystery and finding this and that. That's kind of intriguing to me. So it's an intriguing premise. The acting is really good. I cannot denounce the acting. The score was well done as well. The environment, the look of the cube. It's simple, but yeah, it's effective. It's almost kind of like they're inside the cube from Hellraiser. You know, that's what it kind of reminded me of. Oh my god, you know, the Lament Configuration. They're inside that. Hey, maybe this is a Hellraiser sequel. It's a Hellraiser movie. That's why. It's Pinhead doing this. Wow, Pinhead has a new game up his sleeve. But the only problem I have is with the ending, which I'm going to spoil right now. So if you don't want to be spoiled, prepare to be spoiled. You know, this guy, the cop guy, he goes nuts. He could save the doctor, but he lets her go. They find about it later. They try to knock him out, try to get away from him, try to kill him. But then the girl with the glasses, the math, like they're right there, ready to go, but instead they have to talk too fucking much. The two, instead of just shutting the fuck up and getting out of there in a hurry. I'll be racing, not having this discussion. And Wolf guy just slip it to the floor. It's like, get the fuck up, dude. You're right there. But no, the girl's talking to them, trying to get him out. So she gets stabbed. So she dies. Then the Wolf guy gets stabbed. The mentally handicapped guy goes through. The asshole cop tries to grab him, but yet the Wolf guy grabs the asshole cop. So ultimately, you don't see him get cut in half, but you get the inclination that he gets cut in half. And Worth, the guy who actually did the right thing, he kind of settles himself down, knows he's going to bleed to death. And then the mentally handicapped guy just walks into the light, and you don't know what happens. I don't know what it is. For longest time, for some reason, I thought it was the desert. But I was wrong. You don't see the outside. For some reason, I always thought that he went out in the desert. I don't know why I thought that. But he just goes into this white light, and then the movie ends. So the ending, I just wasn't a fan of the ending. It's just my cup of tea. It's not because, oh, I didn't know who it was and why they're here. And it's just, you know, I didn't like it like that. I would like to have seen at least the girl, the math girl get out of there, or the Worth guy get out of there. At least someone else with the mentally handicapped guy. That would be. I mean, that's the only thing I had a problem with. But the rest of it, it's a decent little sci-fi film. Intriguing premise, good acting, some nice nasty traps, good drama, and these people, you know, some of them at the beginning, they're one person at the end. You know, they say when extravagant circumstances happen, you get to show your true form. That really helps in this matter. But it's definitely an interesting flick. If you haven't seen Cube and you like your sci-fi films, it's definitely worth a watch. You know, it's definitely the best of the Cube films from what I remember. But, you know, it's an interesting little flick. So it's definitely worth your time. So either way, thanks for watching, take care, and see you later. Ciao.